March 15th to 11 AM, Theatre Neutralis Lobby. Hello everyone, Triple S back with more Eastern Investigations. Miles Edgeworth. Last time, we pretty much did prove that Ambassador Alba, was the leader of the smuggling ring, but unfortunately we weren't able to do anything about it because of him being in the embassy, which counts as a different country, so damn it. Anyway, let's carry on. I can't believe it's extraterritoriality. Yep, there is nothing we can really do about that. In the end, we didn't have enough authority to bring him to justice. I can't believe that even though we know he's the boss, we can't lay a finger on him. I know. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, sorry to skip out on you, but I've got some business to take care of. Bye. He's gone. If we can't even give an evil guy like him, a slap on... God damn it, a slap on the wrist, can't read or speak, then what the heck were laws created for? What good are they? If the law can't help us, then I'll go as the Yatagarasu and take care of this myself. Don't you dare. Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry, that was a bit too harsh. I know how you feel, sir. We're trying to take on an ambassador after all. And he did tell us earlier to get out of the theatre. This is kind of their country, I guess. But I feel like I've been slapped across the face for just doing my job. What am I going to do? Should I retreat for now and formulate a better plan of attack? Hold it! Come on everyone! We can't give up yet. Okay. I want you to think about something for a sec. We've never let up for even a second, and as long as we don't stop investigating, we might find the rotten treasure hidden here. She's right. Come on, Miss Edgeworth. You're right, Kay. Very well, let's reopen the investigation and see what we find. Come on, Kay. Right behind you. Okay, then I'll go check out Babal a bit more, sir. I have something that I need to investigate further in Alabast. Now then, before I gather any more information, I should do a bit of housekeeping. Passion Flowers data erased from my organizer. Just that. Begin investigation, Theatre Neutralis Lobby. Ambassador Alba seemed agitated over something. Agitated Alba, I sense that there's something he doesn't want us to investigate. Logic added. I wonder why. There are two special circumstances that surround the ambassador. First, the embassy itself has extraterritorial rights. If something happens on Alabastian soil, we're unable to legally prosecute him. Cool, it sounds like embassies are the perfect place to steal whatever you want. And Murder Damas II run a smuggling operation and make counterfeit bills apparently. But I thought all the counterfeiting was done by Mr. Cochin in Babal. Yes, he apparently used the embassy's coupon printing press to do it. Cochin's counterfeiting op used Babali's embassy's printing press and Babali's ink to make counterfeit bills. Logic added. But it's the same story over there anyway. Babal also has extraterritorial rights. Which brings me to my next point at the ambassador's extraterritorial rights. Those rights are effective even in our own country. Really? No matter what happens, he can never be tried in our courts. He retains some very special rights indeed. Basically, no matter what wrongs he may commit, we can't bring him to trial here. So I guess we really don't stand a chance, do we? Huh. We might stand a chance if we can somehow nullify either one of his special rights. Okay, so we're going to look at... Oh, I think it's this we're going to look at. This was taken just before the two ambassadors gave their bouquets to the Little Samurai. Wait, is it just my imagination? Or is there something in this picture that I've seen before? One west until I've spotted every suspicious stranger pressure prayer. I do believe it is this flower. No, I'm pressing the wrong buttons here. Hey, there we go. It appears to be a bouquet of Persian cyclamens and roses, I guess. Wow, you even know the exact species? Never would have figured you for an expert on flowers. Ah, it's all because of those flowers that old lady sends me every month. Just look at me, I sound like some sort of botanist. So what exactly is this yellow flower here? Ah, that one. I'm not sure. What? You don't know? As far as I can recall, I've never seen a flower like this before. But I feel as though I've seen this shape somewhere before. We deduce it, apparently. And it relates to the knife, apparently. Babal's national symbol is the butterfly and Alabast's is the flower. It would appear that someone is employing the old hide a tree in a forest trick. What are you mumbling to yourself about? Wait, what? The handle on this knife. Yes, it's the handle that was supposed to be on the blade that killed Mr. Kochen. The weapon that killed him was carried through the Theatrum Neutralis, the very bouquet Ambassador Alba was carrying. Commemorative photo dated drum organizer. Huh? A flower motif. Looks like one of the flower petals is missing. Ooh, and take a look at the weapon itself. It's missing the exact same petal. And the knife in this photo is most definitely the same as this murder weapon. Alabastian knife dated updated organizer. I do believe we're done here. Logic time! So, Kochen's thing with the renovations. Connect. We know that the counterfeit bills were printed using the embassy's press. But the necessary materials such as the ABLAZE ink and paper must have been hidden in a secure location. But what do you think would have happened if the renovation had begun? Well, they probably had to find a better hiding place, or get rid of it all. Right, so we can assume that the renovation was the cause of the plate and Bill's disposal, and the reason Mr. Kochen was killed as the ringleader of the smuggling operation. Based on what we know, who do you think was the one with the most to gain? Quercius Alba. It's the one person who has been erasing all evidence of the smuggling operation. From both embassies, the co-conspirator who is mopping up Ambassador Alba. Ambassador Alba had a very strong motive to kill Manny Kochen. Logic. Motive to kill Kochen, Alba could conveniently place all the guilt of the smuggling onto Kochen. Added. Now we just connect these two. Agitated Alba and motive to kill Kochen connect. The cause of Ambassador Alba's agitation, the rotten treasure we may find, and the motive for killing Mr. Kochen. Misused it herself that she didn't kill anyone tonight. If we were to take her words at face value, the reason for the ambassador's nervousness can only be one thing. He didn't want us to discover the real circumstances under which Mr. Kochen was killed. Then you mean Ambassador Alba is the real killer? I thought the two of them were friends. Maybe they were, but what if Mr. Kochen was the one who first betrayed their friendship? Oh, I get it. Was Mr. Kochen pushing really hard for Mr. Poleno to be ambassador after the reunification? Yep, and that was the real reason why he wanted to steal Alabast's Primadox statue. Mr. Kochen hired Damas II to go steal it for him. When Ambassador Alba found out what he was up to, he killed Mr. Kochen? It is definitely a possibility at this point. Those two really were thinking of no one but themselves. But the question now is, how did he do it? Ambassador Alba was in Alabast. Mr. Kochen's body was discovered in Babal, right? Right, that is what he must solve next. I believe we now understand why Ambassador Alba was so nervous and agitated. It must have something to do with where Mr. Kochen was killed. A place where the Alabastian ambassador was likely to meet the ABLAZE Mr. Kochen. The place where Ambassador Alba happened to have committed the murder is... Where am I picking? I'm picking... Neutralis Theatre. The only place that makes sense is here with the Theatrum Neutralis. What? Here? The Goodwill event was being held here today, correct? So the only place that the both of them would have been in is here. But if that's the case, then everything changes. This theatre isn't actually Alabastian land. So that wipes out one of those extraterritorial rights he has. It makes logical sense, in which case it is a reason for us to investigate further. So what should we check out? Let's see. I believe we should check the immigration records for both Alabast and Babal post-haste. Babal's record should be easy to obtain, however the problem will be Alabast. I wonder if they would allow us to see their records despite the order to vacate. Hello, Francisca. I'm already one step ahead of you, Miles Edgeworth. Francisca. I have here the security footage from both Alabast and Babal. You would do well to take a look at its contents. Security footage, data jotdown organizer. You move fast. Von Karma strives to be perfect in every way. It's not in my nature to keep on retreating like this. I took the liberty of looking over the Babal investigation reports as well. From now on, you will make no excuse to back down or say that we can't solve this case. I'm sorry about earlier. Won't be beaten. Because my cute little subordinate is going to try his very best, isn't he? Hasn't she patronised me enough already for a lifetime? So this video contains footage from ABLAZE immigration screening area. I really hope there's something in here that we can use. To the VCR, quick! No, Alba. Which minute's footage should I examine? 5:23. Because guess what you could carry in this cart? Doesn't something about this lump shape strike you as odd? Huh? Isn't it supposed to be the shape? No, there is clearly something odd about the bulge. If only we had the pushcart itself, we could compare and confirm my hunch. Pushcart data generator my organizer. Next, let us check the footage from Babal's security camera. I hope it shows us something good. Phooey! There wasn't a single sign of a suspicious person or anything. That right there is the contradiction. Huh? Did I miss something? You didn't miss anything. Because there was nothing to miss. However, what is missing is the image of Mr. Kochen entering his own country. Wasn't his body found in Babal? It would appear that the true face of our final puzzle has finally revealed itself. Investigation complete! Oh hell. It's the army. Oh, no, it's Alba's army. I thought that was going to be like, what's his name's, Men in Black. Ambassador Alba. I thought I had asked for you and your group to vacate the premises, Miss Edgeworth. Actually, I thought I should let you know that this theatre sits on my country's soil. You've had your fun and have enjoyed a little game. I dare say that you've even achieved a new high score. However, once you've recorded a score, that same game can never be replayed again. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Your game is done, and it's game over. No! Where do you think you're going at this time of night? After admitting to my crime, I was overcome with regret. So I'm heading to the airport now to return home. I'm afraid I can't let you do that. There are still too many issues we need to discuss with you. You can't stop me, Miss Edgeworth, and you know it. Ah. Oh. Please, may I have a little bit of your time, Ambassador Alba? Ambassador Poleno. Even just a teeny tiny bit is fine with me. The already strained relationship between our countries is in a precarious situation, you know? Very well. If you insist. I will play just one more round with them and see what they want. Not that they'll get any farther. Ambassador Poleno. Miss Edgeworth. All I wish for is the normalisation of relationships between our two countries. There's one person standing in the way of that dream. I believe in you. You'll do what's right. Thank you for your vote of confidence. Now then, what was it you wanted to ask me about? I do have a flight to catch after all, so I'm afraid I'm going to have to limit you to just one question. That's more than enough because I only have one question anyway. I want to hear your alibi about how you couldn't have killed Mr. Manny Kochen. Oh, I see. You seem to have a good hand this time around. This should be fun. This really is the very last chance we have to bring him down. I won't allow even an atom-sized contradiction to slip by. Here we go. Testimony, Ambassador Alba's alibi. Frankly, I still don't understand why I am being placed under suspicion here. Under your hypothetical scenario, Mr. Kochen and I were fellow smugglers. But to get to the point, I was in Alabast the whole time. So it's simply not possible for me to have killed him in Babal. That is my alibi. Okay. So that is your alibi. That is correct. It's simply not possible for me to have committed a crime in Babal. Now that we cleared that up, I'd appreciate it if you would move out of my way. I said hold it. Why is it this time? I thought I told you I'd only allow one question. Huh. You did. But you still have yet to really answer my one question. What? Until you tell us the truth, I will refuse to budge an inch from where I'm standing. Huh. Very well. I'll play with you just a little longer. Miles Edgeworth, as my subordinate and representative of this country's prosecutors, you are forbidden to lose. Of course, that is something I've understood from the start. That guy's the one who ordered my father killed, isn't he? Yep, I believe so. The goal of the first Yatagarasu was the capture of the smuggling ring's leader. My father and Uncle Bad. Their legacy will live on, through me. So that's why we've just got to catch him, okay? We will, I promise. Now, Ambassador Alba, let's have at the truth now, shall we? How about you, sir? No matter how many times you ask, my answer remains the same. Rebuttal. So we've got to go under your hypothetical scenario. There we go. We press. It's not a hypothesis. Earlier we proved it to be what happened. Well, let's leave that to one side for now, because it doesn't change the fact that I have no motive. Oh, so you really had no reason to kill Mr. Kochan? If you want to suppose I had one, then why not? I'll indulge you. After all, this is nothing more than a silly game to me. Even if that's how you see things, I'd appreciate it if you would take me seriously. Sorry, I suppose you're in a bit of a pickle. Very well, the game is no fun if the playing field isn't level. Therefore I formally claim that I had no motive to kill. Now let's see you disprove it. How can he stand there looking proud when he knows he killed another human being? Well, I'm not going to stand by and just watch him get away with his crimes. In that case, what motive? We present... That's not it. Oh wait, there it is. No, that's not it. Where is it? Oh, it's there. God. The note from Damaster II. If you want to know, I believe you did have a motive to kill. It was because Mr. Kochan had betrayed you. But you had your own reason too, namely you wanted to pin the smuggling all on him. Evil begets evil, and because you were trying to test each other, it turned into this mess. Oh god, that's a horrible objection. Objection! I don't believe this. You have a bad penchant for telling tall tales, Mr. Prosecutor. And if you're not, then I suppose you have some proof to support your argument? Never use guesswork in moving my cases forward. It's been proven that this note was written by Mr. Kochan's hand. Shall we take a look at it? The content of the note is a request calling for the theft of Alabas Primrose statue. Huh. By killing him and pushing all of the guilt for the smuggling onto him, you walk away spotless. I believe you understand what I'm driving at. You had more than a few reasons to kill him. Oh, pardon me. Oh, I hate that noise. Objection. You finished with your hypothesizing. Excuse me? I suppose I did have a motive. Even so, a motive or a thought alone can't kill. Isn't that right? Didn't expect him to resort to playing the semantics game with me. It appears that this is where the real battle will begin. Now then, if you will please excuse me. What? Wait, what? I told you at the very beginning, didn't I? You only get one question. Ambassador Alba, if you could please give us just a bit more of your time. It doesn't matter what kind of man he was my subordinate. Which is why I would like for us to figure out the real cause of his death. That is something for Babal to figure out, and something to which I have no relation to. Now he's even turning down a request from Ambassador Poleno. I'm very sorry, but it seems that now even my voice falls on deaf ears. There is no need for you to apologise, Ambassador Poleno. We must find some way to stop him from leaving. Come on, Gumshoe, pull through for us. Seems there are no further objections. In that case, please allow me to return home. Gumshoe? Oh, okay. Hold it right there, Ambassador Alba. Okay. Like I said, Miss Edgeworth, Yatagarasu's legacy will live on through me. Yes, but how do you suggest we stop him from leaving? You just leave that to me. Ambassador Alba, do you recognise this? No, and why should I recognise that tattered old organiser? Wait, where have I seen that before? That is a clue my father, Bernard Faraday, left for us. Did you say Bernard Faraday? Mr. Faraday's organiser. Don't tell me this is the one from the second KGA incident. The one in which he wrote about the Yatagarasu's key? Yep, this organiser belonged to the prosecutor you had Miss Yu kill 7 years ago. Huh, I have no idea what you are talking about. You say that like it was related to me. Inside this organiser, he wrote up every detail of every evil thing you did. What an amusing little girl you are. That sort of trickery won't work on me. If you won't believe me, then take a look at this. What was that toy there? That's... This thievery device was used by the Yatagarasu, or rather by my father. 7 years ago he used this when he snuck into this embassy. What? These two pieces of evidence that hold information the Yatagarasu dug up on you. If you go home now, I won't hesitate to send it all to Alabast, right behind you. Little girl, get to the point. I want you to go up against Mr. Edgeworth one more time. If you win, then I'll hand over these two pieces of evidence. Yatagarasu, ever the thorn in my side. Okay, does that organiser really contain any information on his dirty dealings? It's nothing case-breaking, really. Oh, then it was just a bluff. Even if it was, we still can't let all the info my father and Uncle Bad found go to waste. Plus, just the existence of a little thief is troublesome enough for him. Those two pieces, aren't they keepsakes of your father's? Father, blah, blah. It's okay, I believe in Miss Edgeworth. He'll come out on top in the end. Okay, when the going gets tough, someone's got to be there to put the wind back in your sails. For all this time, you're still quite the feisty one. I applaud your powerful nature. I refuse to lose this too. Ambassador Alba, you won't be returning home until you give us further testimony. How dare you all, barring a person like me. Ambassador Alba, your testimony if you please. Alright, but this is the absolute last. Then even if you use all the power of Ambassador Pelena's office, you won't stop me. I can't let this opportunity Kay has created for me go to waste. One last time, apparently. Alba's Alibi Part 2. The last time I met with Mr. Cochin was here at the Theatrum Neutralis. After that, I was in Alabast the rest of the time, as I stated earlier. In any case, I did not see Mr. Cochin again after that. So you see, there is no time span in which I could have killed him. Wouldn't you agree? Now since you people were practically begging, I'll allow you to question me. What an arrogant old man. Yes, but no matter. We can't allow this chance to escape us. I will warn you though, you've reached the end of my patience. Waste my time with any inane questions, you will be punished. So any needless pressing or presenting will cost more to our case? In that case, the only thing you can do is to present the correct evidence. Understood? Of course, I don't intend to let him intimidate me. I know Mr. Cochin was killed before he returned to Babal, in which case there is only one statement to which I need to present the evidence. It says that, but then the guide's telling me to press the statement... Wait, where am I in my case? My guide, I mean. I'm so confused. No, there we go, yeah. I was getting confused in that case. What mode? I do believe there, okay. Hope this is right. So here... I almost pressed because I was looking at the old testimony from before. Where's that photo? Present. I'd like you to take a look at this picture. It's a rather nice picture, isn't it? It was to commemorate the restoration of relations between our nations. Wow. Shun shun shun. Oh, it's commemorative, alright. One that captures the proof I need to show that it was you who committed the murder. Come again? This is the knife that killed Mr. Cochin. I see you recognise it, as well you should, for it was you who brought it to this theatre. You hid it in among the flowers you were to give to the Steel Samurai, meaning that you killed Manny Cochin here at the theatre. It's time for me to catch my flight. We're not through yet. It's game over for you, Miss Edgeworth. I thank you for the entertainment. No matter how passionately you orate, the end result will still be the same. I won't be returning to this country ever again. That's right. This man is an ambassador, and he has extraterritorial rights. No matter how hard we chase after him, we won't be able to have him tried in court. Yes, that's exactly the face you should be making. The face of a worthless cur. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, I must bid you farewell. The courts. Is there no one who can lay a finger on this man? Is this really the end? There he is. Agent Lang. Sorry to give you waiting, Mr. Prosecutor. Get out of my way. My plane is scheduled to take off soon. Sorry, but you're not going anywhere. Mr. Alba? Oh, wait, he said Mr. Alba, not Ambassador. Oh, I'm through playing games with you people. You can't touch me. If you do, it will spark an international incident, Agent Lang. Sorry, but no, it wouldn't. What? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Good job holding the fort down here until I got back. Huh? So, Mr. Alba, your diplomatic immunity has just been revoked. Well, that's a reference right there. What do you mean, revoked? Spare me this nonsense, and let me through. Langzi says, before aiming for the throat, chew the neck shield off first. Interpol headquarters in the Imperial household of the Kingdom of Alabast. Took a while to get things rolling, but they finally moved on it. The Imperial household. You, what have you done? You have been relieved of your duties as an ambassador, Miss Alba. What? Effective today, effective right now. And you have Mr. Prosecutor's videotape to thank for this. The video that can ask you protected. You can't be arrested simply because you're an ambassador? In that case, I thought I'd strip you of that title. You underestimated me, a descendant of the founder of entertainment philosophy Langzi. 4,000 years of deeply entrenched connections and networks around the world have really paid off. Oh, he's back to being an old man again. It can't be. I don't believe this. My ambassadorship has been revoked. Looks like you're finally coming to grips with your new standing. Woohoo! Looks like he's turned docile again. He's probably in shock from the loss of his shield. What a shame. I so wanted to use my whip on him. Why is this happening to me? I'm just a hard-working, honest ambassador. Do you really think you can still pull that on us now? We've already ripped away the mask and seen you for who you really are, Mr. Alba. Oh, he's back again. Yeah. No. It won't be stopped now. He still intends to fight us? So what if I am no longer an ambassador? You still don't have any evidence on me. The fact remains that you cannot arrest me. I'd expected no less from you, the boss of the smuggling ring. Well, the rest is up to you, Mr. Prosecutor. Understood. You say that I killed Mr. Cochin in the theatre? But even if it's true that there was a knife in my bouquet, I left that bouquet in the theatre. So anyone could have taken it out from there and used it, right? Besides, the claim that he was killed here itself is odd. After all, wasn't his body discovered in Babal? Are you claiming that I carried his body all the way over there? Preposterous. I'll be the one to prove whether it's preposterous or not. Ex-Ambassador Alba, are you ready? Because this is no game. This is war. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Wow, part 3. I killed Mr. Cochin in this theatre using a knife that was stuck in my bouquet. Left that bouquet in the theatre. Anyone could have taken the knife from there. Besides, Mr. Coach's body was discovered in Babal, right? There is no way for me to have transported his body from the theatre to Babal. Well, I think we all know what to present at that statement. Look, don't you think you've had enough fun with me? You already stole the main bastard of shit from me. Would you have me surrender too? You have no plans to ever return to this country, isn't that right? Did you know that a bunch of your subordinates are seeking asylum because of you? As if I care. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, boot this guy out of the embassy and we can finally end everything. I know, and I will give it my all to see that he leaves in handcuffs. Without the title of ambassador, he is just another witness. Yep, just another witness. Alright, what are we waiting for? Let's get this guy. And get him good. Yeah, we're a team now. I wonder if they understand that all I can do is present evidence to the testimony. Okay. So, no way for me to have transported the body. No way for me to have transported the body. We present the pushcat. Actually, I do believe there was a way to transport the body out of the theatre. Perhaps you should give this a look. What is that supposed to be? It's footage from a security camera that captured the state of the immigration area. Should I congratulate you on getting your hands on it? Just letting you know that we're not the only ones watching your every movement. Thank you for the warning. Now if you could take a good look at this section here. This lump here inside the pushcart. Do you know what's causing it? Should I? Because I don't. In that case, allow me to enlighten you. This is the cause of the unnatural lump under the cloth in the pushcart. What am I looking for here? Oh, Coach's body. Well, what is the meaning of showing me that? It's to say that the unnatural bulge in the pushcart is Mr. Coach's body. You had the still samurai wheel his body away from the real crime scene. What a guess! But I wonder if you have any evidence to support it. I admit that for now it is but a hypothesis, however... If you can't prove it, I'm afraid I must be on my way. I don't have any more time to play with you people. Hey, Gumshoe! Sorry it took so long, Miss Edgeworth, sir! Gummy? Detective Gumshoe, is that the Still Samurai's pushcart? Yes, sir. I found it in the open-air stage area. So that's where you went. The detective spirit that Pops left me with, I thought I'd follow my gut and go with it, sir. So, Mr. Edgeworth, is this worth anything to the case? Yep. It just might play a major role in solving this case, detective. But something isn't right. I thought that the entire samurai family was in Alabast. Where exactly in the open-air stage area did you find this pushcart? I found it just lying there at the edge of the stage, sir. Oh? Well, let's leave that for now and examine the inside, detective. Yes, sir. Okay, back to my mouse. Let's zoom in. And there should be... blood. Huh? It's blood. This must be Mr. Koshin's blood. Which only goes to prove that Mr. Koshin's body was indeed transported by this pushcart. He's going to claim it was Larry, though, isn't he? I believe you understand what this means, correct? You killed Mr. Koshin at the theatre and then placed his body inside the pushcart. Pardon me. And then... you forced the Still Samurai to unwittingly move the body for you. I forced him to move the body to Alabast? What nonsense. Why did I bother to do such a thing? You were scheduled to make a speech in Alabast, meaning it was difficult for you to make a stop in Babal. However, what if you moved the body to Alabast? Because it was your embassy, you could keep an eye on it and tamper with the evidence. And then you smuggled it out of Alabast. No! If I can show how you moved the body from Alabast to Babal, then I win. But you can't. The security between the two countries is incredibly tight. I'll be the one to judge where I can or cannot prove it. And so I ask you to provide us with testimony regarding your movements after your return to Alabast. Miles Edgeworth. Have you figured it out? Do you know how the body was moved? To be honest, I have nothing to support my hypothesis at this time. However, I don't believe I've made a mistake in my logic up to this point. Which means... there is no question that can't be answered, right? The Primidoc statue was smuggled successfully for a brief flight through the air. So why shouldn't there be an answer as to how the body was moved? Which means that there must be a logic flaw somewhere I can exploit. Okay... movements in Alabast. After I returned to Alabast, I had my picture taken with the still samurai shaking hands. Then just as I was about to start my speech, the Yatagarasu appeared. I feared for the national treasure, so I raced back to my office. I'm just going to amend my guide here. Is that all? Yes, that's all. Objection! Looks like you left out a few things, such as the murder of the Master Second. Furthermore, you left out the part about meeting with me in your office. Ah, those trifling matters. I don't believe I need to speak of those things again. I do so hate to waste time. What? It's not every life precious. Do you really need me to answer that for you? People like you cannot be allowed to wander freely through society. Then you better try hard, because I doubt you'll find a single contradiction. He's really full of himself, isn't he? Yes, he is. How can he be so confident at a time like this? Come, don't be shy, go ahead and ask whatever you'd like. We press everything. After I returned to Alabast, I had my picture taken with still samurai, shaking hands, press. So why was it only with the still samurai? I thought the Pink Princess was also around. The Pink Princess was suffering from a bad hip at the time, and the doctors recommended that she rest. Wow, so you do have a soft side after all. The pain of a bad hip. I suppose none of you can really understand how it feels. Oh, so you tend to strain your back as well, huh? Isn't that just because you're normally all hunched over? You did need to keep up the act no matter what, I suppose. The point of this is not to discuss my back problems. For about 15 minutes after our handshake, I was in my office preparing for the speech. Then just as I was about to start my speech, the Yatagarasu appeared. Press. That Yatagarasu was just a trick that you had set up. A most amusing joke, and how do you propose that I set it up? If you really want to know, I can explain it in detail for you. You arranged the spotlights in the rose garden so that when you were to take the stage, the audience would see the Yatagarasu's shadow. Oh, that is an interesting tale. Sadly, it has nothing to do with me. What's it going to take for you to fess up to anything? Very well then, let's move on to a different question. After the Yatagarasu appeared, what was the state of the rose garden? Everyone took refuge inside the embassy. They even helped with the effort. And then once everyone was inside, well... I feared for the national treasure, so I raced back to my office. Press. And what happened after you returned to your office? I don't want to keep on repeating this, however, upon my return I had that stroke of bad luck and bumped into Mask Man. And I don't want to keep on repeating this either, but his name was the Master Second. Huh, who cares what he was called? By the time he got to the Primidoc statue that he was supposed to steal, he had already been swapped for the fake. Talk about an unlucky man, being bludgeoned to death with a fake statue. This phone camera is really letting her wit fly now. Eek! I think the scary part is her silence while she's doing it. She must be at the limit of her patience as well. Physical attacks are meaningless here, while the evidence will suffice. I can't find a single flaw in his argument. At this rate, I won't be able to prove that he's actually guilty of anything. Are we finished here? Miles Edgeworth, can you not come up with how the body was moved to Babal? Sir, Mr. Edgeworth? Even after proving so much, is he going to get away with it? No. Is this the end? Appears that we made it just in time. Oh, hello. It would be a great honour if you would allow us to be your allies in battle. Evil magistrate, it is time for you to pay. Oh hell, is there still samurai? No, you are mistaken, for I am still Samurai Daddy, married man of near all the Tokyo. And this is Pink Princess Mummy. Larry and Old Bag. Edgy Poo! Oh crap. The two people that I wanted to see the least. Larry! What are you two doing here? Way to show your gratitude, Edgy. We just wanted to help, yeah? Oh, yeesh. I thought I said yes. I'm gonna get the bad guy with a single thrust of my samurai spit. Go away! How can you be so mean to his Edgy Poo? All three of us came to lend a hand, and this is how you treat us? Well, isn't this grand? And I see they managed to find the Iron Infant. Does that really matter right now? Hey! Is it just me, or is the Iron Infant completely soaked? Huh? Oh yeah. I found him in Babal, but he was in the middle of the pool. Wait a second. Larry, go back to what you just said. Huh? Oh, it appears that we made it. Not that far back. Something about finding the Iron Infant in Babal. And he found it in a pool. I don't recall there being one in Babal. Oh, that. Well, it was in Alabast the whole time, so I've no idea how the Iron Infant wound up in Babal. I thought I had lost him in the Rose Garden, but I guess maybe this cute kid can swim, huh? Wait, what? Larry, you lost the Iron Infant in the Rose Garden. Are you sure about that? Yeah, I'm sure. But I found him in... That's enough, Larry. Shut up while I think! The Iron Infant that Larry lost managed to move between the two countries. Furthermore, the Iron Infant was found soaked in the middle of a pool. This is what I've been looking for. It's another smuggling route. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me that I actually called this? That time we found Larry swimming in the pool, and I said there would be a connection thing that he swam into and could go through, like a cave or a tunnel or something. Did I really call it? Oh my god. Okay. The key to the route the Iron Infant took to travel from Alabasta to Babal is bilateral symmetry. Ah, that's right, this embassy was built with bilateral symmetry in mind. Detective Gumshoe. Yes sir? Here's a location I wish for you to examine post-haste. It is where I believe the route used to smuggle Mr. Coach's body lies. Does something like that really exist, sir? An embassy built on bilateral symmetry, meaning that this is where we need to examine. Okay, the guide says, highlight the ABLAZE side of the wall. The side that does not have water on it, aim to the right of the wall that separates the sides, specifically the empty space. I do believe it means, like, here. Yes. Where there should be a pool, if it was symmetrical. Yes, I'll be back before you know it. It's too late. It doesn't matter now what you do, it's all a waste of time. You will stay here with us and wait. Do not toy with the wolf. This is Edgeworth. Miss Edgeworth, it's here, sir. There's a reservoir here, just like in the Rose Garden. Just as I suspected. What is it? The two sides of this embassy are mirror images of each other, which means that there is also a pool at the corresponding location on the ABLAZE side. Oh, I put it too close to the wall, my thing, but it still counted. Mr. Coach's body was moved into Babal through the pool in Alabast. Oh, I thought there was a question. Following the topic with a vague answer like that is unbecoming of a prosecutor. If you don't mind, I'd like to see more physical proof if you have any. The Iron Infant is positively soaked in water. Why do you think that is? It's because he was fished out of a pool, and not just any pool, it was the ABLAZE one. I think it's pretty obvious at this point what must be true. Yep, I goddamn called it. How did I do that? The water reservoirs in the two courtyards are connected. And where is your proof that the two sides are connected? The proof is right there before your eyes. The half-drowned iron infant. Well, this blasted doll! Miss Edgeworth, I'm back. Hey. Don't tell me. You guys figured everything out without me. We did, thanks to this hero of justice's son. Even if he is just a doll, he managed to help foil the villain. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Look, I don't want to say this, but it's kind of unlikely that the body just happened to have passed on through to Babal. This guy's a doll, and he's small, so I can believe it made it, but he has a point. Yes, that's right. I'm glad someone here understands. Miss Edgeworth, are you going to next propose that a dead body can swim through a pipe? You see, Mr. Prosecutor, our chase after this man is far from over. Agent Lang. Why is he helping Mr. Albert out now? He's not. He realised a flaw in my argument and he's helping to move the logic along. In which case, I should return the favour and find an answer. And another thing. Mr. Cochin's body was found in his office in Babal. So what happened to his body after it was transported to the open-air stage? Mr. Albert had an accomplice in Babal, remember? You mean shi-na, right? With her there, you can see how it was possible to move the body up to the office. Are you seriously claiming that she swam for the connecting pipe with the body? He's right. Miss shi-na would drown if she did that. It's hard to imagine that she swam through the connecting pipe. Looks like a hypothesis about how the body was moved is still only half-baked. In the end, it's all just the befuddled musings of an accusatory man. Now then, I believe you should give up and allow me to passage. Because from the start, there was no feasible method of transporting the body. What? Mr. Prosecutor, recall shi-na's movements. What was happening in the embassy around the time Miss shi-na was in Babal? Ooh, if only there was a way to get rid of the water in the pool. Get rid of the water? Aha, that's it. Now I believe this time we really are done, right? Ha. Unfortunately for you, it's far from over, Mr. Albert. You're a most persistent man. Are you saying that you've thought of a way to move the body through the water? Move the body through the water? That's completely unrelated to how it was done. Excuse me? The reason I say that is because there wasn't any water there at the time. What do you mean there wasn't any water? Just what it sounds like. Tonight's events made it possible to drain the water, allowing the body to be moved. Where would that information be? The fire's in Babal. Tonight, the Atagarasu set fire to a variety of... choking on my own spit. Variety of locations in the Babalese embassy. In order to put the fires out, much of the reservoir's water was used. Of course, when the water was used, the reservoir's water level went down. If enough water was drained, the connecting pipe could be used to transverse the border. Transverse, if you want. Huh. So what? The water level went down, the reservoirs were connected. Does any of this matter? You can't prove any of this. Huh. Pretending to be ignorant won't work with me. We both know what kind of situation we're in right now. Even in a game, there comes a critical game-changing moment. A moment in which you hit a wall that you must overcome in order to beat the game. I haven't lost yet. I found the route you used to smuggle the body, and that route will lead you to your defeat. Even if all the water was used by the firefighting efforts, you still can't really call that smuggling route. Well, there's so much in this game. I know that. I should have figured that you would notice. Hey, Mr. Albert, how deep are those pools anyway? I'll have you know those pools are extremely deep. And there are no ladders or footholds along the walls either. It would be difficult for shi-na to hold the body and climb up out of the pool. Ladders or footholds along the walls? There was no need for such a things. What do you mean? If one were to use a certain something, they could go up or down in the pool at will. Oh, it looks like you've got an answer already. Well, what are you waiting for, Miss Prosecutor? Enlighten us already. The way in which Miss shi-na and the body were able to rise up to ground level. If there was a way to control the water level, that could be the way the body was moved. This was used so that the body of Miss shi-na could move up and down in the pool. The refilling water fountain spouts. Mr. Alba used the fountain spouts in a manner of speaking. He used the fountain spouts? How so? The water level in the pools can be controlled by opening and closing the spouts. Miss shi-na and the body were lifted upward by their buoyancy in water. The fire on the ABLAZE side and the firefighting efforts, these were set in motion all for the sake of smuggling Mr. Kochen's body. Shall I show you where the final destination of my train of logic leads? First, Mr. Alba closed the fountain spouts in advance in preparation of things to come. Then he took the pushcart that was brought to the Rose Garden and pushed it, along with the Iron Infant and Mr. Kochen's body, into the pool. At this time, Miss shi-na was busy conveniently starting the first fire in Babal. She then made for the open-air stage's pool to wait for the firefighting effort to begin. When the firefighters used the water in that pool, the water level went down. And by the time the fire was put out, the pipe between the two pools was exposed. This is when she pushed the pushcart from Alabast into Babal. Once that was accomplished, Mr. Alba simply opened the fountain spouts once more. That must have taken a long time. And the water level rose up to its original level, along with Miss shi-na and the body. After that, Miss shi-na used the pushcart to carry the body up to the Secretariat's office. There's an elevator in the embassy after all, so you see, even with a small frame, she could have easily transported Mr. Kochen's body. And that wraps up my thorough explanation of how the body was moved. No! Well, ex-Ambassador Alba, what do you think? Not so untouchable without your precious extraterritorial rights to protect you, are you? I knew you could do it, Miss Edgeworth. Way to fight back. You accuse me of moving the body across country lines, but when you get down to the nitty-gritty, you don't have what it takes to indict me. The nitty-gritty? What does the old man want now? Proof, I believe, is what he seeks. Yes, proof. Without any, who is to say whether or not any of what you said really happened? He wants proof? What are we going to do, Miss Edgeworth? There is no need to worry. I've had all the proof we need all along. The body wasn't the only thing to go through the pool's connecting pipe tonight. Just as Detective Gumshoe found the pushcart in the open-air stage area, so too did I find one other item there. And that piece of evidence is what will prove that the pools were the smuggling route. This was another thing that was smuggled over to Babal's open-air stage area. This pick. And what exactly is this? You have no idea, do you? This little piece that I found on the ABLAZE side will be your undoing. A guitar pick? Would you care to explain how that is going to do me in, as it were? Much to your chagrin, perhaps, but this is not a guitar pick. What? This is something I found at the open-air stage which was transported with the body. I naturally assumed that you would recognise it, since you took a photo with it after all. But since you don't, allow me to fill you in on what I found at the stage. Oh, is that what it is? Oh, it's the missing petal off the knife. Let's take a good look at the murder weapon that was used to kill Manny Kochen. Oh, on the handle of this knife there is a beautifully blooming flower. However, it would appear that it's missing a single petal. Now let's see what happens when we try to fit this pick in the open slot. It's a perfect fit. I assume that the petal must have fallen off of the flower during Mr. Kochen's murder, and then it was accidentally placed into the pushcart along with Mr. Kochen's body. That's an interesting story, nothing more. Oh, I assure you it's more than just a story, because for some odd reason this flower petal was wet when I found it. It was wet, you say? Yes, and the only place it could have gotten wet from is the open-air stage's pool. I ask you, how did a part of the weapon which was smuggled into the theatre wind up in the open-air stage area on the ABLAZE side of the embassy? I don't think I need to waste any words explaining this, as this petal explains it all for me. It proves that someone went from the Rose Gardens pool on through into Babal. Impossible! The people of Zengfar have been waiting to see you face to face, Mr. Alba. I'll tell everyone back home we'll be there soon. You should be happy. Why? Why? It's a little late to be asking that question. You should have known from the very beginning, when you took your first life. No matter how you may plot or how you may try to cover it all up, you can never hide from your crime and what you've done. Because we're here to see to it that justice is served to people like you. You can't call what you've given a perfect argument. You know, I don't think this guy is going to ever admit to his wrongdoings, Mr. Edgeworth. Because he values himself above all else. People who can't be negotiated with are people who refuse to admit when they've lost. I don't believe those kinds of people really exist because everyone breaks eventually. You're right. In that case, I have no choice but to use all the evidence I have. I'll use it all until he breaks under the weight of his crimes. Mr. Alba, I request that you testify once more. This really will be the end of the line. To be continued, apparently. I don't know why we don't just end, you know, get it through with right there, but there we go. So we've pretty much effectively proven that it was him, but he's still putting up a fight and claiming that it wasn't him. So I guess next time we have the his testimony, we have some logic, and then we present some stuff, and then we're done. So I don't know how long that's going to take. This took about an hour, but yeah, we're so close to finishing. So thank you all for watching, and I shall see you all next time. Goodbye. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like and let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you decide to subscribe to the channel, that would be amazing, and ding that bell to be the first to hear about my new videos. Thanks again, and I shall see you all next time. Goodbye.